Been a crazy week for Red Sox fans. Been a crazy week for the organization. Been a crazy week for us, actually. Leslie, welcome back. Oh my goodness. What is
Hey,
I I yeah. That's how I always started, right? Yeah. I
yeah.
don't I don't even know. Leslie, kick us off here.
Well, we've had a couple of, well, it seems like 3, 4 weeks, but it's only been a
It's
few
only been a
days.
week. It's only been a
Um,
week.
well, Rafael Devers is no longer a Boston Red Sox. So that's uh came to a shock of a lot of people. I wasn't overly shocked about that decision. Um, I've kind of been preaching that since April when there was so much conflict. Like, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. Um, love Rafi, love him, but in my opinion, you just can't have that kind of mentality on a team. It's not all about you. So if you're not willing to talk to your coach in the offseason, if you're not going to take like Big Poppy's calls, I do know that he works for the Red Sox. So, there is that point. Um, and you can't expect your bosses to discuss their future plans with you. It's great when they do that, but they're not required to do so. It's and everybody thinks it's different because he's an all-star player, but at the end of the day, it's still a employee employer kind of decision, in my opinion. But I'm old, so that's just how I see it.
You can look at it from all different angles
I
on
mean, blame
all
so much on both sides. I cannot
Oh yeah.
convey that
No,
enough.
it's a team effort of
Yeah,
blaming. It's a team effort. I blame
100.
everybody. It's not everybody involved, but I think overall, when you look at the player's point of view, it just rolled off. It
Hmm.
literally just rolled off back to business. And for me, I even though I think Devers handled some things not well, I think this
Yeah,
organization started it and then didn't handle it well. All the meetings, all of everything, all the attitudes, him showing his you know immaturity too. But I think overall, there's a lot of miscommunications, and I do understand that from a player, the miscommunication part. But as long as you, um, you know, talk it out and everything, and
yeah,
it just didn't want to do that at the end of the day. He didn't want to do that, even though eventually in some of these articles they said he would have. So it's just a lot of
well,
miscommunication on all fronts.
and I just have the hardest time believing that he would have because he had ample opportunity to do so in the 4 months he's been here.
Hmm.
Um, I
I think overall we both been preaching that we both been very frustrated with Devers. We've been
yeah,
preaching that since spring training.
not
Here's the but we understood where he was coming from, but we
yeah,
also understood management's coming from too, even though they started it. But at the end of the day, you're still a player of the Boston Red Sox. You got to contribute
that's
on
it.
all rounds and all fronts. You got to do it. You're the highest paid player in our history, highest paid player in our team. So it's mind boggling. We're not asking you to play outfield. We're not asking you to play catcher. Third and first, DH.
Right.
That's
And the
it.
first is easier than third. So,
I think all positions are hard, in my personal opinion.
well,
But
they're
I
hard, but
but
I mean, if you're
but
already a major league ball player, it shouldn't be that hard to transition.
and to be fair, he is not a good infielder. He is not really good third baseman either. So if he worked up to that point, it would have been better. But I think
Yeah,
the attitude got in the way. Everybody else seemed to be very frustrated with him. He was very frustrated with the situation, and he's not even surprised that he got traded, as he said in his article. So it's all haunting from Roof to Betts, not signing Bogarts, the Manny Ramirez situation.
oh
And
Lord.
then now this. You just add him to a bunch of lists who could have been retired numbers and off to the
Yeah,
sunset. But honestly, I think overall this is going to work out for both teams. I really do
I
think that
do.
I still think that there is a future for the Boston Red Sox, whether Breslow is here or not. Honestly,
Yep.
that's remained to be seen. And if he talks the
I feel
talk
that
and
way about a
walks the
lot of
walk,
positions over there.
Right, exactly. If he walks the walk and talks the talk and gets us to the playoffs and just kills in a trade deadline, okay, I'll tip my cap and say fair play. But overall, Cora is like now becoming the savior now. Like he is our god right now. This is I hate that it's getting to that point
Yeah.
where our manager is going to have to save our asses on everything. And even though it's already portrayed to be like that, because the manager should be the vocal guy, should be everything, but now
Hmm.
there's just so much pressure on him now. There's so much pressure on the big three now. There's so much pressure on Duran. There's so much pressure.
Oh my God. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
She was having an all-star year, Chapman. Everything is and the biggest pressure now is when we get Yoshida and Bregman back.
And it was great to see Bregman doing the work on the field the other day. It's
Mhm.
looking pretty good. Hopefully that returns sooner than we all thought, which would be amazing, right? I don't know. There's just so much about, and the more that comes out, you have to take your sources at whatever it's worth. But
Right.
when you're hearing directly from the players, I think that says a lot as well. There was a Pedro was on an MLB show. I don't remember which one it was yesterday, and
Right. Right.
he said, "Well, what if people would have like reached out, and talked to him, and coached him to try and get him to be the team player that they all wanted him to be?" And I don't know. I'm conflicted about that. I mean, because it's Pedro, and I love Pedro more than life, really. Um,
There's a difference though with what Pedro has been saying
right.
and what Manny said and the difference between what Poppy said. I believe Poppy more. I think Pedro the management would have not brought in Poppy and Pedroia to calm him down and to listen. And Pedro saying, "Oh, but just because Pedro said something to another player, I'll think about it and move on." I just don't think it works like that, in my opinion.
I don't think so. And honestly, I mean, I don't know that it didn't happen. But Pedroia was at that entire series in Kansas City.
Hmm.
So it very well could have they had a meeting. Um, but I mean, Petey was there with his wife and kids. I mean, it did not appear that he was there for any discussion with Ravi. Could have very well happened. I mean, obviously I'm not there. I'm not party to that information, but it would have been a great opportunity, I'll tell you that, if it didn't happen. He was there. He was there. But you also have other veterans on the team, which I thought was a little unusual for Pedro not to mention. You got Tech sitting right there,
Yeah.
the OG team player, been with the organization for how long now, and the captain of the Boston Red Sox. Honestly, like we haven't named another one as captain, so he's the captain. And was that not an option either? I guess I'm just so confused about that stance of why wasn't this done, why wasn't that done, because there is a lot of blame to go around on both sides of this. um there's the question of, prior to us getting Bregman, you could have broached that subject, I guess. I mean, if you really felt the need to. But also Devers had to know at some level, on some level in his head, that it's a gold glove third baseman possibly coming in, and then we got him, he's coming in. Why would you ever put him at second base? Ever. To keep a not great third baseman in his spot. That just it never made any sense to me.
And the fact that Cora wanted to meet with them in the Dominican Republic and but didn't want to because he wanted to separate himself from baseball and then
Right.
lied about it. Like the front office
Right.
lied to him about the Bregman thing, lied to him about some other things. I mean, I get that. I understand that could be blindsiding for a player. I totally get that for anybody.
I
But
do.
I do think it could have been resolved. I really do think all of this could have been
Oh my
resolved.
gosh.
But at the same time, when a player is done, that means it's
It's
done.
done. Yeah, and I mean, I'll tell you this because I watched the whole press conferences. I think you did as well.
Yes.
Sam Kennedy did not mince words.
Did what?
Sam Kennedy did not mince his words. Like, it was very
Yeah,
clear cut that that was a very disappointing thing that happened, and they wanted him to be one way, and he clearly didn't want to adhere to that, those recommendations or
exactly.
requirements.
Yeah,
And
alignment.
alignment. They couldn't come to alignment. That would have been the most fun drinking game I could have imagined in a while.
For sure.
So at both points, as an employer, you have to at some point cut it off if your employee is not absorbing what you're saying and acting accordingly, I
Hmm.
guess. Now, again, the blame on literally both sides is so high, it's ridiculous. Like, this could have been resolved about 2 days after they got pregnant, in my opinion. But um, it didn't, and that's fine. I do feel like they just Christian Campbell, excuse me, is the one I think got screwed the most in this entire move. A little bit.
Yeah, I would say him.
Because he's getting moved around all everywhere. Now he's back down to AAA, and
He's got to work on his defense now.
yeah, but we knew that this whole time. It's not like
Right.
that was different. So quit doing a band-aid and just make the damn decision, I guess is my thing. Because you took it forever to bring up the two prospects
Yeah, and
that should
now
have been there the whole time.
it's kind of like interesting. What would it be like if Bregman and Casas didn't get injured?
Hmm.
And then now, what would it be like now? Is what's going to happen with Bregman, Yoshida, and now Abreu's back. So what would it be like for all of them to come back? And now, what's the lineup going to look like now? It's going to be so interesting, and them being active in the trade deadline, which I believe they will.
Well, they got
It,
some money
ev-
now to play with, don't they?
yeah, I mean, 300 million is a lot. So I think it's just going to be very interesting to see where this team goes. I mean, everyone brought up some good points about when you have a player come in now who wants to sign a long-term extension with this team if it's so dysfunctional like that. But you got good guys in the locker room as well. It's so 50-50 right now. So they have a
It
huge
is.
problem in the future. Huge ass problem in the future. Um, on other good news, since Devers is gone, he's with the Giants. He's been doing okay there. He had a walk and a couple RBIs.
Sure did.
The Red Sox 2-3
Boom.
against the Mariners. What a response, and what a response for the whole locker room.
I
Back to
think so
business
too.
as usual on a
Yeah.
winning streak. Everything. They all kicked butt except Bueller. Bueller needs to.
Right.
Jeez.
Right. And I honestly, I thought that was a really telling series because yes, you just, uh,
Right.
swept the Yanks, but then
Right.
this whole news comes down. Um,
Right.
and I remember, like in the group chat, I think I was like, well, we're gonna see how this goes because it could be,
Right.
uh, one way or the other. And I thought they responded well. I mean, taking 2 out of 3 was
Oh,
more than
huge.
I anticipated them doing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because that is a big shakeup. I mean, he was the guy you're building your team around. So by see you later, I would imagine that no matter what side of this thing you're on, if you're on either side as a player,
Right.
well, everybody's expendable. I mean, that really is what that showed them.
Oh, for sure. You're
Which
not
shouldn't
safe.
be like
You're
on the
not safe.
realm of like a major league ball player, but I really do think that that kind of was like the writing on the wall. And uh, Jaron Duran's quote just blew my mind, though. I
Oh,
found out
that.
and I napped,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay. Telling.
Very.
Like,
Very.
we know we have a job to do, we're going to do it, and let's move on. um and that's, I think, the attitude you should have. He could have been his best friend, but he still had to go and perform for that next series, so got to get ready for that. And I liked
Right.
that. I thought that was great. But yeah, winning the series, I mean, that's another series. It's another series one.
What a step up though from
Yeah.
what a step up from Anthony and Meyer.
Oh, I know, right? Like, that's exactly. And from the standpoint of the other, I think, another reason not to have someone like that on your team if you're not gonna listen to your boss's opinions on
And
things. You can't
and
have that with three rookies in the clubhouse. You just can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think for me though, sounds like we've been scoring less runs. So is the Giants. So this is going to be very interesting coming forward.
Yeah.
I think we have a great chance against the Giants. I think Devers is either going to come alive either the first or third game. I don't think he's going to come alive in the second game. I think he's going to want to get off to a hot start with the Giants. I think we can definitely win this series 2 games out of 3. I think
I
we
do too.
will. I think we'll win with Giolito and Bayo. I think he's going to make a statement this first game tonight. I just think this is going to be kind of like okay, I'm trying to beat the shit out of you as much as I can. With Dobbins, I don't have faith right now with him tonight. Everyone's saying we could sweep him. Everyone's saying we can go 2 out of 3. I really do think we'll go 2 out of 3, but this first game is going to be like a humble game,
Hmm.
and then we'll come alive. I just don't see us losing against the Giants and getting swept
I don't
or
either.
losing 2 games. The Giants are not on a good streak right now. They only won 1 game against Cleveland, and Cleveland just showed up. So
Yeah.
I
And
can't.
they're in a very much win now mentality in the fact of what they're
They are.
doing,
They are
obviously. Um, but yeah, I think on both sides of it, I mean, Raf's there, so he's gonna try his best to be like, you got rid of me. Look what I can do. And I think the Red Sox are gonna go in with the same mentality of we're gonna do this despite you not being here.
and thank you for the press conference. Pretty much. That's pretty much what it's going to be like. They're all gonna be happy go lucky on the field, but then it's gonna be back to business and be like, fuck you in your press conference. That's what it's gonna be like.
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, both of them were, in my opinion, just disastrous.
For sure.
Press conferences, but
Yeah. But I
okay.
but hey, the Bay, it's gonna be some late games, ladies and gentlemen. So
Oh
everyone's
Lord,
gonna have to stay up late. So
start
that's
napping now, and then we can all be
yeah.
awake for the time the game starts.
I mean
Um,
you are not wrong. But I will say this though, just a little thing right here. The National League West, which is the Giants, Padres, and Dodgers. It's such a tight race right now. Giants are second, but they're 4 games behind Dodgers. So and plus that crap going on with the Dodgers and Padres right now.
oh
It's just
man,
gonna
that's
be
something to watch.
they're gonna be one to get back on track against us after losing 2 games of 3. And then the next game, okay, here we go. The next series against the Angels. Angels, they get two
I
out of three against the Yankees, and they got the Astros. They could. I mean, the way they're playing right now, jeez, what
know,
is
right?
going on?
Yeah.
I
No, I think
don't.
it could be a fun series
It's
too,
going to be a very
honestly.
fun series. I still think we take 2 games out of 3,
Yeah,
but I,
that's what I'm
but it's
thinking.
going to be tight. It's going to be very, very tight.
I think so, and I'm really excited about this Giant series. Honestly, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Um, there's that extra tension there, but I think it's going to be some good baseball, and that's nothing else. That's all we can ask for any team is let's get some good ball to watch. And oh my gosh, oh, I'm just the amount of drama we've had this season so far.
Yeah,
Save the drama for your mama. Let's be done now. Can we just be done with all this drama bullshit?
exactly. The
My
Red So-
goodness.
the Red Sox are only 4 games back, 4.5 games back against the Yankees in first place. The American League East is going to be so tight. I still think
Yeah,
we have a chance to make the playoffs and make a good splash at trade deadline. But if we do sell, which I don't think we will, it's going to be
wouldn't think so.
very interesting. This series this weekend and the Angels is going to be very telling for the Boston Red Sox. I think
Hmm.
it's going to be very interesting to see how all of us move forward with this. So I'm excited. Devers, I really do wish you the best of luck. I know you're not listening, but I wish you the best of
Oh
luck.
yeah.
You've been my favorite player since I was in high school. You were one of the reasons why I love the Boston Red Sox after all my players from when I was a kid either retired or moved on. But you were that one person that gave me hope. And now, since everything has come to fruition, I hope you're happy. I don't want you to win a World Series. Sorry, just can't watch that. Um, but overall, I do think that it's good for both parties. I think it's good for
Uh,
both situations. But
Nothing but the best.
yeah,
That's
but
all you
I
can wish
thank
for.
you for all the memories, World Series, everything. So he's one of the best players in baseball. I mean, you can't doubt that. And then
No,
also
absolutely not.
now we all have to look forward to the big three and see what we do at the trade deadline and crochet for a long time. So, yep. Any final thoughts for you, Les?
Yeah, I mean, I will say that's part of the sadness as well about losing a player like Rafi, even
Yeah.
though his attitude was apparently not the greatest. This last year at least. I don't know, prior to that. Little
Yep.
Manny seemed like we all loved him, but maybe the front office didn't so
No,
much.
no, they did not.
Um,
Yeah, I love Manny, but yeah, whoo.
but to see the last person from the 2018 team, the last
Oh,
player
makes me
leave,
feel so old.
it makes you feel old, but also just a little sad, like, oh shoot, like that's the last one. And
Right.
again, like you said, nothing but the best. I wish him nothing but the best, not like World Series best, but I
For
hope you're
sure.
happy in your new role on your new team, and hopefully you guys can communicate better there than you did
Yeah.
here.
And your true colors come out eventually, whether it's going to be from the Giants,
Yeah,
us, the team, or Devers. So Devers has got to lock it in. 28 years old. He needs to. He not only does he need to grow up. There's a lot of people in this business that need to grow up. So,
1,000%.
the,
I think there's some
so
people maybe in the front office that need to.
yeah, exactly. Red
So,
Sox, everyone. All right, guys. So please follow me and Leslie on Twitter and TikTok right here. Thank you for watching. Check it out. Our episode 26 this is our thumbnail. The intense weekend ahead. We will be back for the Angels, right after the Angels series. So the Giants and Angels. We both think we'll take 2 out of 3 in both of those series,
yep.
but it's going to be an emotional weekend for all of us. So that's us. We're the Dirty Wire Dispatch. Peace. See you next time.